Strike first, strike hard, and no mercy. Happy New Year, ladies and gentlemen. This is my final review for 2021 for Cobra Kai Season 4. Now, after following all 3 seasons of the show previously after they ended up on Netflix, this season of Cobra Kai gets to end the year the way that Cobra Kai Season 3 started it. With some awesome martial arts action, some great characters returning, some new characters shaking things up, and with this probably being the best season of Cobra Kai to date. But let's get to the story, shall we? After the events of Season 3, where Eagle Fang, Miyagi-Do, and Cobra Kai are all going to compete at this big tournament, the All Valley Karate Tournament, it turns out that we follow characters on all 3 sides as Johnny and Daniel have to work together for once. Sam and Tori continue their rivalry. Same with Robbie and Miguel. And as several characters develop, change sides of themselves, and as characters I thought who would never come back end up returning. But that's all I'll say about the story when it comes to this new season of Cobra Kai. But what I'll say is, it does what any season of a popular TV show should do. It builds upon what happened in the previous seasons of the show, brings in characters who have been big parts of the franchise ever since the original film series, in this case being Terry Silver, who returns, and it also happens to bring the series to the next level when it comes to the finale. I'll just say this, the actual fighting of the series, the martial arts, is probably the best that the series has ever been. I don't know what happened in between Season 3 and 4, especially considering they're less than a year apart in terms of production, but whoever choreographed Season 4 deserves a raise, because the action scenes here hit the hardest that they've ever hit. All the fights in the show are spectacular, particularly in the last 2 episodes, and I really think that even in a skills competition, or even in fights that aren't tournament-based, the fighting's never been better. But on top of that, the character writing's really rather good. The turmoil of all these characters, both old and new, happens to get development. From characters that we've been following for years, like Daniel and Johnny, to characters who have been around in the background but are developing a bit more, like Amanda and Anthony, to even some of the new characters in the cast, like Devon and Kenny. All of them fit well into the story, and all of them have arcs that either are satisfying for now, or will clearly set up something really good in Season 5, which this season clearly telegraphs. But I was really satisfied by how they handled Terry Silver, considering that the series doesn't even try to say that Karate Kid 3 was a good movie. They mock the hell out of that film for all of its inconsistencies and all of its ridiculous moments, but it also brings in the one element of the series, of the third film that people generally liked, that being Terry Silver himself. He's not only still very entertaining in the role, since it's the same actor who played him in the movie, but he happens to essentially feel like a bigger antagonist than John Kreese at various points. It's actually interesting not only to see Kreese in a role that's not main antagonist, but also with him dealing with a person who's shockingly a bit crazier than he is, and who's a bit more capable of causing damage since he's, a millionaire philanthropist. And bad men with money can cause a lot of harm, as many people can attest. And considering that John Kreese has had to deal with a bad man with tons of money being in his family before, he knows how bad Terry Silver can be. But yeah, I also liked a lot of other things that occurred in the series. Several returning characters like Aisha and Stingray coming back in interesting roles. Kenny being the brother of the kid that Robbie met in juvie was neat. Even the prom dance episode, which I thought would devolve into another karate fight, actually happens to have some really sweet moments between both Miguel and Sam and Robbie and Tori. We've been with these characters so much to the point where you really grow to care about them, since they've gone through a lot, and this season just feels like it was the plan the entire time. But with all the legacy characters basically used up, unless they plan on introducing Hilary Swank back into the series, or Mike Barnes from the third film, I have no idea how they're going to top the cameo appearances we got in this season. Especially since they went for Carrie Underwood to appear in one episode, and she's actually awesome. But yeah, One thing I'll say is that for a New Year's Eve binge, Cobra Kai Season 4 was a brilliant and satisfying experience. I can't wait to see we've got planned for the next step of the series. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. Happy New Year, and I'll see you all in 2022.